strong. I think I have all the right tools to get what I need done. My opponent's a brown belt, quite good grappler. She's going to try to take me down. I see me defending the takedowns and keeping it on the feet.
I'm feeling good, I'm feeling fit and strong. Fight camp's been perfect, injury free, I'm ready to go. Lisa's coming from a good gym down in Melbourne, Absolute MMA, so she'll be well trained, but I just don't see any way that she's going to be able to beat me. Second round,
So ladies and gentlemen, we have now arrived at our main event of the evening, which will be contested in the professional flyweight division. And introducing first, out of the red corner, Lisa the Savage Kyriacou. So here we are, the main event of the evening, a fantastic night of fights so far, and we have the one that we've all been waiting for to cap it off. Lisa the Savage Kyriacou making the walk first here tonight out of the red corner, all the way from Absolute MMA down in Melbourne. She's travelled up the eastern coast of Australia to join us here in Coolum tonight. And I had a funny conversation with Lisa at weigh-ins yesterday. She said, I'm so stoked to fight. All I want to do is fight, but I absolutely hate weight cuts. She said, I'm Greek, I love to eat. So as soon as the weight cut's out of the way, she's a happy girl.
A very typical fighter. You know, I'm sure she's craving for some, sweets maybe now. But listen, she's got a lot of work to do today now. And if she wins, she can go celebrate with some food, or otherwise,
yes,
and eat some food anyway. But listen, it's a fight. Two girls can fight. They both have had a few fights. They've got a little bit of experience behind them. Man, this is going to be a cracker.
Yeah, on paper, Lisa Kyriacou, the more experienced athlete inside the cage. And I also want to shout out her chief corner, lone corner, I should say, Simon Carson, the head coach, black belt out of Absolute MMA down in Melbourne. Simon actually came to Combat Lab this morning, which is Nicole's gym, and ran a seminar. So that's how cool MMA can be. Simon popped in and did a pretty cool leg lock seminar, taught me a few things, so big shouts to Simon and the team. And introducing her opponent, out of the blue corner, ice cold Nicole Szepesvary. And here is the hometown hero, the lady they call Ice Cold Nicole Szepesvary, the wife of Coastal Combat promoter and Combat Lab head coach Joel Szepesvary. And Nicole and Joel, two beautiful children. Hugo, I believe about a year and a half, and Helena, only 6 months old. So Nicole fighting just 6 months after the birth of her second child, which is
I did not know that.
Which is a pretty cool accomplishment. Yeah, so she is game.
Listen, that's already a badass thing to do. You know what? I was shocked. No, I didn't know. Only 6 months.
She is a badass mama, that's for sure.
No doubt about that.
So Ice Cold Nicole making the walk to a huge hometown reception. The credentialed jiu-jitsu practitioner will look to implement some of that world-class grappling here tonight. Shouts to her corner team, Joel Szepesvary there, the head coach, husband, promoter. He's wearing a few hats here tonight. Ty Duncan, of course, the former Coastal Combat professional welterweight champion, a man that knows us around the mats as well. And of course, Gemma Pateman, who we saw in action in Fight 2 this evening, rounding out the three-person corner team. I know that Gemma and Nicole shared a lot of time on the mats in preparation for tonight. So, strong team there behind Ice Cold.
Man, she looks ready. She looks ready, man. I'm excited about this fight.
So the infamous slap down is over. A quick kiss and Nicole will make her way into the cage. There it is. And here she is, Ice Cold Nicole, fighting on home turf for the first time in her career. She is absolutely over the moon with this opportunity. And I think there's a lot of people in the crowd that are pretty excited to see how this one's going to play out. Main event time, Paul Stoiler, Coastal Combat 10. Professional female flyweight bout.
Absolutely stoked for this fight. Listen, I kid you not, that this is the fight that I wanted to see the most. I did not know Nicole was only 6 months after giving birth to their second baby. But listen, I know how much she can do. I know how experienced she is in fighting. Man, this is going to be a fight. Amazing, amazing.
So ladies and gentlemen, our main event this evening will be contested in the professional flyweight division over 3 5-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, she weighed in at 57.0 kilos and trains out of Absolute MMA, holding a professional record of 1 win for 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lisa the Savage Kyriacou. And her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, she weighed in at 57.1 kilos and trains out of Combat Lab Martial Arts, holding a professional MMA record of 2 wins for 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ice Cold Nicole Szepesvary.
Okay, ladies, you know the rules, you know my expectations. Listen to my command at all times, defend yourself at all times. Hook 'em up. Good luck to you both.
And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Peter Hickmott.
There we go. The girls are ready to go. Boom. They don't touch the gloves straight away. Lisa standing her ground in the middle. Lands a nice little jab.
Yeah, stiff jab there from the Savage.
Nicole's chin down though. She kind of saw that punch. The second jab didn't land.
Sticks the right hand, but nice counter with the lead hook there from the Savage. So interesting to see the game plan here from both ladies. Obviously, we've spoken about the jiu-jitsu pedigree of Nicole Szepesvary. So speaking to her pre-fight, though, she said she's happy to kickbox with Lisa. So curious to see how long that lasts.
They can both strike. They can both grapple. It's everyone's fight, you know. There's two evenly matched girls, and one of them is definitely going to try to impose a game plan. There's a bit of luck involved. There's a little bit of confidence involved. There's a lot of intangibles that will come into play when the girl's that evenly matched. So of course, have the cool head in there as well, you know.
Sorry, Paul. I was just going to say, of course, for the first time this evening, we're on the professional rule set, which means 5-minute rounds and elbows legal, as well as rotational leg locks. A couple other little things, but they're the big ones that you want to look out for.
Interesting. Nicole's clinching well, even though the opponent's got the both underhooks. Nicole's doing a great job in balancing.
And this is a position that Lisa is very strong in. The double underhooks. She actually made mention of it not only in her commentary questions, but you go back and watch some of her fights.
She was looking for it. She was looking for it pretty much straight away.
She's happy to hang out here. And look, as I mentioned on the walkout, she's very good at this cage pressure. Very physically imposing for this weight class.
Nicole's got a good frame with her left arm. She should be kneeing with that. She abandoned that frame. Lisa's got a good double underhook in there.
So some nice knees landing there from Lisa the Savage Kyriacou.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that.
So the corner at Combat Lab calling for the pummel. Looks like the strength of Lisa Kyriacou causing some issues for Nicole here. Ooh, Lisa.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Amazing. That's a very good takedown.
Very nice takedown from Lisa Kyriacou. Let's see what Nicole Szepesvary can get going off her back here.
That was well timed. Well timed. First attempt for the takedown. Straight away she landed. She landed in a very good position off the half guard. She's controlling Nicole's bottom leg. You know, she's flattening her out. She's getting both of Nicole's shoulder blades on the ground. Lisa at the moment's got a pretty good position. It's not allowing Nicole to get an underhook.
So Coach Joel Szepesvary calling for the underhook from Nicole.
I'm sure Nicole knows what to do from this position. However, it's hard to do with so much presence from the top by Lisa. Lisa is actually doing a great job at the moment by positioning herself and flattening Nicole out.
So it looks like Nicole's trying to get back to close guard as opposed to look for that underhook. But Lisa doing a really good job of controlling the hips of Nicole.
One thing that I can tell you about Nicole, she never takes an easy fight. She never takes an easy fight. Every fight she's fighting a very, very solid opponent. Good hip dexterity and so forth. I'm not surprised to see Lisa coming back into a half guard, you know.
Some applause from the audience there as Nicole gets back to close guard. Good to see an educated crowd here in the building.
No doubt about that. People definitely know what's going on here. Peter might actually stand it up if Lisa is not
Well, Nicole's starting to cut an angle here. Look out. Lisa's got to watch that arm. Oh, there it is.
Oh my God, that was so well done. You've got to be flexible to pull something off like that.
20 seconds on the clock, though. Looks like Lisa, time certainly on her side.
Lisa definitely was able to get out of that arm bar.
So some beautiful control from Lisa Kyriacou in round one.
A good sign for Nicole that Lisa was not able to exercise her dominant position as well as she probably should have. Nicole was able to move around. Was able to move under her quite a bit. You know, she was staying mobile, but definitely Lisa's round. Takedown and control goes to her.
I did manage to speak to Joel and Nicole in the lead up to this fight a few times about what they're expecting from Lisa. And they did expect a tough first round. Lisa is very strong. Nicole was very happy to give her credit for that and was expecting that first round to be a little tough. So be interesting to see now how both ladies come out in round two, but certainly seems to be the case that Lisa Kyriacou run round in the bank pool.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, it was not by much. She was able to exercise the top control, but now Nicole knows not to go there. You know, I mean, it's easier done than said. That upper body control that Lisa exercised in the first round was definitely causing some troubles for Nicole.
Yep.
That's a worrying sign. That's a worrying sign because now Lisa knows to do it again. Nicole needs to really create some space between their hips and pummel out. So good to see that people supporting female MMA now, you know, coming in, and that's the main event, and it's deservedly so.
And straight back to the double unders for Lisa. Nicole.
That's what Nicole needs to do.
There we go.
That's what she needs to do. She needs to move her hips, trying to pummel as she does that. Definitely Nicole is realizing that Lisa is very strong, so she's now starting to create some space with her hips. Well done by Nicole. Both so calm. Nicole needs to stop throwing sloppy kicks as Lisa constantly catching them. She needs to flick them. He needs to flick them a little more, rather than trying to land them hard.
So 4 minutes remaining here in the second of our 3 rounds in the main event here tonight. Coastal Combat 10 main event. We hope you've enjoyed the action tonight as much as we have here in the commentary booth. Another fantastic night of fights.
Nice. Nicole starting to wrap this fight up. Beautiful head positioning by Nicole. Once again, the underhook battle. Both 50-50. That's Nicole's doing what I said she needed to do, is creating space between her hips and Lisa's hips. Amazing fight, so technically proficient. Double underhooks again by Lisa. Nicole's creating that space.
So 3 minutes remaining here in round number 2. As we see Nicole now looking to frame and get some space, as you've been talking about, Paul.
hips are moving well for both of the girls. Nicole's going with that overhook, and once again the same takedown again.
Beautiful from Lisa the Savage Kyriacou. Fantastic timing, and just does a great job of catching Nicole when she's off balance to hit that takedown.
She's keeping her shins down, active toes by Lisa. Yeah, you see Nicole's pursuing that left underhook, so she should. And now she needs to drive with that underhook and needs to start getting up. She cannot afford to have another round on the bottom like that. I know it's only halfway, well, we are halfway through the fight. You know, halfway through the second round. And so far, Lisa's establishing her top control quite well. Not doing much, you know, peppering the punches, more trying to guard her position than anything. Obviously, Nicole's always dangerous from you know, from her back. She's doing a great job creating some space and getting a little bit more angle for her hips. That left underhook, she needs to pursue it a little more. She needs to start getting up on her right elbow.
So just over a minute and a half to go in this second round, and once again Lisa the Savage Kyriacou controlling nicely from top position, as it looks like Nicole Szepesvary now back to close guard. Obviously a better position offensively, at least from a submission perspective as far as Nicole's concerned, but Lisa's shown that she's well and truly up to the task as far as minding her P's and Q's.
Man, she is so calm, man. She knew she was going to get this takedown at some stage, and, you know, 2 attempts, 2 takedowns. And she was not panicking even when Nicole was landing a little bit of punches or creating some space. Lisa just knew what to do, following her game plan to the dot, listening to her coach as well. And Nicole's not, you know, Nicole's fighting bad, no doubt about that, you know. Peter might stand them up if Lisa is not doing more damage and not being more active from the top. Peter's known to do that.
So 40 seconds to go, and we are very close to Lisa the Savage Kyriacou being 2 rounds up.
No doubt about that. But don't count Nicole out. Nicole is pretty much in this fight still. She's always dangerous, that lady.
Yes, Lisa Kyriacou still just one bad decision away from potentially being in a lot of trouble, but she certainly implemented the game plan well up until this point.
Lisa's positioning is very solid, man. Her forehead's in Nicole's sternum, not allowing the angles to be created from under her, you know. An interesting fight, A lot of technical, a lot of that micro grappling going on where Lisa's trying to keep her head squared up, you know, so her hips squared up and head in the sternum of Nicole. You know, it's a frustrating thing because if somebody gets the takedown like that and starts guarding it like that by constantly squaring off and, you know, having a good solid position, half guard to full guard, half guard to full guard, it's hard to shake somebody off like that.
Yep. Yeah, Lisa just riding the positions really well. So it seems pretty clear that Nicole Szepesvary probably in need of a finish if she wants to go home with the victory here tonight now, Paul.
No doubt about that, but Lisa now knows that, and that's probably very dangerous as well.
Yeah, Lisa...
She didn't show many weaknesses in the first 2 rounds. Hardly anything landed. She's got not a scratch on her face.
Yeah, both these ladies look to be in great shape. No one breathing too heavily.
Great shape. Absolutely well pointed out, Dan. So well. They are absolutely, you know, well conditioned and ready for this fight. Look, not even breathing heavy, none of them, you know. They've been fighting for 10 minutes already.
10 minutes in the books, 5 left to go here to finish this chapter of our main event here at Coastal Combat 10. A couple of big shots landed from Lisa Kyriacou. You can definitely see the uptick in urgency from Nicole. I would assume that the corner has told her we need a finish here if we want to take the Vic.
Nice. Well done by Nicole. Well done by Nicole. She's ducking in and getting those double underhooks so well, Lisa does.
Yeah.
Hey. Nicole is fighting, man. That she's got a good head for fighting, good character for fighting as well. It's hard when Lisa's like, you know, leaning against her with double underhooks. Nice, well countered by Nicole. She read that takedown well. Look at Lisa's head positioning. Always forehead against Nicole's jawline. That frame. Oh, look at that. A good attempt by Nicole, man.
Yeah, she's looking to try and make something happen here. Just under 4 minutes on the clock. And Lisa Kyriacou cruising to a decision victory at this point in time.
3.5 minutes to go. Good whizzer by Nicole. Good. She needed, yeah.
So again, the double underhook game of Lisa Kyriacou is just fantastic, as we see.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Man, Nicole's got good hips. She's got good hips. But even though it's still not enough to overcome Nicole's. The coach is yelling out to go for that guillotine, and listen, it might not be a bad idea if she does that, but she needs to join her hands together well. This is a bit too strong, and she's well aware. She was well aware of that guillotine. Yeah, that's what Nicole's doing a great job by constantly pushing Lisa's jawline away, trying to sort of create a discrepancy between her neck and the rest of the spine to try to, you know, get her hips out.
So 2.5 minutes to go here, and it has just been clinch warfare from Lisa Kyriacou all night here in the main event.
Nice knee by Nicole. She needs more of those.
So 2 minutes now remaining here. Coastal Combat 10 almost in the books. Main event underway, of course. Lisa the Savage Kyriacou. Nicole, ice cold Nicole Szepesvary, I should say. Lisa Kyriacou up 2 rounds, you would assume, coming into this final round, Paul.
No doubt about that. Listen, but it's a fight full of micro-fighting where there's the whizzer versus underhooks, double underhooks. I wish it was a little bit, there was a little bit more of an attempt by Lisa to take the fight down to the ground, but she's doing enough to win this fight, you know, and that you can't judge that. W is a W, and long time overdue by Peter, in my opinion, but who am I to say anything?
So Superman punch attempt there, and straight back to the double unders perhaps for Lisa Kyriacou. So a clinch control clinic for the first 14 minutes of this fight. 1 to go. Nicole Szepesvary has got to start jumping for something.
It's hard to jump when the distance is so tight, when Nicole is putting her chest against Nicole's chest and their hips are so close, you know. It's very hard to do anything with that. But she's not quitting, you know what I mean? She's constantly pummeling with her hands, with her arms, constantly framing on Lisa's face. And, you know, easier said than done when somebody's actually, you know, imposing the control like that on you. 15 seconds to go in the whole fight card, but I'm severely entertained, to tell you the truth.
So Nicole looking
That's
to
how
jump guard.
tight her clinch is. Even when Nicole's pulling guard,
she still can't get to the floor.
Yeah, can't get to the floor.
Well, there we have it. An absolute clinch control clinic from Lisa the Savage Kyriacou. 3 rounds in the books, and it looks like it'll be a successful trip up from Melbourne for the Southerner.
Good. Nicole's got nothing to be ashamed of. She tried. She really did try, and she did her best. Lisa was just a little bit too physically strong for her, and quite well aware of what to do in that clinch and how to negate Nicole's hip movement. And, you know, good on these ladies, you know. And Nicole, 6 months after she's given birth to a baby, and there you go. So good. I'm quite honored to call this fight. Dan's about to make it official. He's collecting the cards from the judges. You know, the girls are being classy after the fight. Great job by both girls. Great job by both girls. Great job by the entire Coastal Combat crew. It's an amazing show. Amazing matchmaking. Great fights.
So ladies and gentlemen, after 3 5-minute rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the bout 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26. All for your winner by unanimous decision in the red corner, Lisa the Savage Kyriacou.
Very strategically deserved win. Strategically fought. Quite impressed by her and her corner. Good on her. At the same time, good on Nicole. You know, she fought every second of this fight. Great fight, great fight. Great fight card as well. Congratulations to Joel, because that's, you know, a lot of work putting something like that together.
So ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with our winner, Lisa the Savage Kyriacou. An absolute clinch clinic from you here tonight. You made mention in the commentary notes that the double underhooks was your position, and you really, I guess, demonstrated that here tonight.
Yeah, look, was not the game plan at all. Quite the opposite of the game plan, but I felt comfortable and it worked. Double under seemed to be my thing these days. So yeah, I'm so jelly right now.
Well, you looked incredibly strong as always, and look, a fantastic win to add to your resume. Now moving to 2-1 as a professional, and I believe that puts you on a 2-fight win streak. Obviously made the journey up from Melbourne with just one corner, Simon Carson. Talk to me a little bit about the last few days and how it's been just you and Simon.
Oh, it's great. He's all I need in my corner. He helped me with my weight cuts, all my fight camp. I trust him more than anyone in that sense. So yeah, thank you.
And lastly, before I let you go, coming into enemy territory a little bit tonight, obviously, Nicole, the hometown girl, how did it feel making the walk?
Look, I knew they were all going to be on her side, but I respect Nicole and Joel so much. I fought on Coast Combat a few times. They look after us. They're both legends. Huge respect to both of them.
Well, huge respect to you after a performance like that. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, Lisa the Savage Kyriacou.
I just want to say hi to my family and friends. Mum, happy birthday for Monday. I love you all. Thank you for supporting me. I'll see you back in Melbourne.
So happy birthday to Mrs. Kyriacou. Hawks main event went down there, Lisa Kyriacou. Dominant decision victory. 30-27 on 2 cards, Paul, and a 30-26 in there, which I wasn't quite sure about.
I wasn't sure about that
either.
either.
But in any event, it was Lisa's win, and she looked fantastic in doing so.
No doubt about that. But listen, we're going to give credit to Nicole. Nicole actually fought every second of this fight. She tried to frame off. She tried to whizzer. She's trying to underhook. You know, Lisa was a little bit too strong for her. You could see that she struggled with this with Lisa's strength, but nevertheless, you know, they actually both demonstrated a strategic way of thinking throughout their fight, you know, and never quit.
Never quit. And look, that's one thing that Nicole Szepesvary can certainly be proud of and hold her head high. And of course, huge congratulations to Lisa Kyriacou, making the trip back down to Melbourne with a victory and now on a 2-fight winning streak. Before we say goodbye to the audience tonight, who was your most valuable player though? Let's talk about that. I'll go first and let you think.
Listen, I was impressed by the girls in the second fight.
Yes.
You know, those...
Simsia and Gemma.
Yeah, Simsia and Gemma. Didn't see it like 30-27 like certain judges have seen it, but I thought that was one of the best fights for the on this card.
Yep.
To be honest. And in terms of who was the most valuable player, I think it's yourself, Dan.
Oh, you're too nice. You just want to get back here next time, don't you? No. Well, look. It's been an absolute pleasure. If I will quickly say my piece, I think that Jake Piper stole the show for me tonight. Really impressive from an 18-year-old.
No doubt about that. Listen, I was impressed by Cooper as well.
Of course.
You know, and you know, he deservedly got the belt and walked out with the belt.
So, and new for Hank King and still for Cooper Rush Royal. Congratulations to those two champions. And a special congratulations to Hank King and the missus.
No doubt
Getting
about that.
hitched.
I've forgotten about that. That is so badass when you can do that.
He told me backstage, he told me probably on about Tuesday this week that he was going to do it. And I wasn't game to ask the question is, you know, do we do it if you lose? So I just didn't want to put that thought in his head. I assumed it was only if he was winning.
I've got to admit that, you know, witnessing something like that is actually quite inspiring. You know, getting the belt, and then all of a sudden proposing to his partner. Amazing work.
So congratulations to Hank and the missus there. Look, that'll do us for the night. Paul, it's been an absolute pleasure as always.
Pleasure was mine.
Cannot wait for the next installment of Coastal Combat. Coastal Combat 11 will be coming at you towards the end of 2022. Haven't got a date set yet. Probably around that September-October range. Stay glued to the socials for updates. Until then, my name's Daniel Maudsley. My co-commentator, Pasha Stoiler, will sign out for the evening.
Thank you very much. See you guys later.